Today, we begin our stewardship appeal. And as I reviewed the lessons last week in preparation for today, and we are about to talk about time, I wondered, well, how can I relate time to adultery and divorce? And I said, thank God, I'll just focus on time. The disciples were with Jesus, and they spent an inordinate amount of time with him. But so did the Pharisees, and they spent a lot of time trying to plot against Jesus. Mark tells us they came to test him. They spent an inordinate amount of time trying to get Jesus off of the scene. And I thought, aha, how can we relate hard-heartedness and the testing of Jesus to our stewardship appeal? First, how do you spend your time with God? They chose to spend their time trying to remove Jesus from the scene. Are we defiant at times? Is some of our time spent ignoring God, pushing him to the side, compartmentalizing him? This morning I asked the kids, how do they spend their time? And I think my diagram is not here. Well, we drew a clock. It's in the back. That's fine. And on the clock, they said, well, they get up, they spend about 4 hours on their iPads and technology throughout the day. They spend about 6 hours in school, and they went on and on. And I asked them, what about with God? They said, oh, yes. We should spend time praying. Well, that was an afterthought, right? But they did it nonetheless. And what I got them to see, hopefully, and to understand is that everything we do is about spending time with God. Someone once said, stewardship is everything we do, right? It is our response to God. And so whether we at work, at school, or at play, we are spending time with God. And so it's not so much about quantity that I'm concerned about or that I wish to challenge you with. It is about quality. See, when we interact with others, we are spending time with God by the way we interact with them. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. And so, as I quoted the police this morning, every step you take, every move you make, every breath, you take. You're spending time with God. Let's be aware of that as we move into our discussion this morning. It is about mindfulness. And what a beautiful exercise Terry did with the children this morning on being more mindful. We must be intentional and aware that in all of our actions, we are spending time with God. And whether that's pushing him off or welcoming him into our lives, how are you spending your time with God?